morning, everyone. Welcome to JDB's Morning Cap. Today is Friday, May 22nd, 2026. Hope you enjoy on Friday today. This is episode 97 of JDB's Morning Cap. So we had a few segments to get to today. So we're gonna continue to push over. So we will continue to push over here today. There's not much of a problem at all. All right, so let's get started with the NBA. What happened in last night's Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Last night, the New York Knicks, it was a 4-point Knicks halftime lead, but the Knicks took complete control in the second half. The Knicks outscored the Cavaliers in the second half. (56-44) in favor of the Knicks. And Josh Hart led the way with 26 points, including 5 made three-pointers. Jalen Brunson with a near 20-point double-double. He scored 19 points and 14 assists. Jalen Brunson did not shoot the ball effectively, 7 for 16 from the field. But Kyle Bridges also scored 19 points. He actually shot the ball well, 9 for 12. Guard Anthony Towns with a bounce back performance with 18. So, and the Knicks takes Game 2 over the Cavs, 109-93, to take a 2-0 series lead. And the Cavaliers struggled in Game 2. We'll get to that in just a moment. Let's start with the New York Knicks. So with the Knicks are 2-0 in this series, the Knicks shot, the field goal percentage was better than Game 1. 3-point percentage was better than during Game 1. Despite the Knicks only had 14 free throw attempts and made 8 of them, they rely on their 3-point shooting. 36 attempts, they made 13, which is pretty good. They shot 52% from the field, and they only surrendered 6 turnovers. So that's how efficient they were for the New York Knicks. They just got to take complete control of this game and take it. I mean, the Knicks are going, now that they're going to the NBA Finals, they're going to win the championship, despite the fact that the Spurs and the Thunder are even up this series at 1 apiece. If you face either the Thunder or the Spurs, this isn't going to be easy. This isn't going to be easy because the Spurs defense is elite. The Spurs defense is elite, and then you got Thunder defense is more than elite. So the Knicks defense has been great. The Knicks defense has been pretty good in the regular season. They've been even better in the playoffs. If the Knicks make the finals, they gotta play great defense, and they have. We've just been talking about this in general. Can the Knicks play the best defense in the playoffs? They have played their best defense. We talk about the expansion of defense for the New York Knicks. Mike Brown wants to teach them to play a brand of defense. It's about consistency. It's about level consistency. The Knicks have played really well. Right now, the Knicks are 10-2 in the postseason, and the Knicks have won 9 consecutive postseason games, dating back to Game 4 of the first round playoffs. So, the team starts 10-2 or better. It's over 62% of the time has reached the finals, and 61% of the time has won a title. So it's the top 3 seeds era. So if that's the case, then you have to force no issue because of it. But it's going to help. This thing is going to help. Because of that, you won't have any problems with that. If you're the New York Knicks, and now you go on the road tomorrow in their hostile environment. Now, if Knicks can win at least 1 out of 2 on the road, then you go back home and close it out in Game 5. That could make a path a whole lot easier. Game 3 is important for either of these teams. Whoever wins Game 3 has a chance, either have a chance to win a series or to have a chance to get back in this series. So, with Knicks being up 2-0, instead of even up this series on 1 apiece, that's completely shocking. It sure it is. It is completely shocking because of that situation. And so right now, Eastern Conference Finals MVP through the first 2 games is Jalen Brunson. This is, as of right now, if the Knicks would win the series, Eastern Conference Finals MVP is going to be Jalen Brunson. Because of his playmaking consistency. He doesn't have to shoot the ball his best. He has to be consistent as far as court recognition. Meanwhile, for the Cleveland Cavaliers, it has been tumultuous 2 games in this conference finals. Donovan Mitchell did lead away with 26 points, but offense struggled in the second half. But overall, the Cavaliers shot 38%. Cavaliers shot 39% from the field, 31 for 80. Cavaliers, they shot 26% from downtown, 9 for 35. But the most important stat I really realized is free throws. They made 22 free throws. They missed 10 free throws, 32 attempts. They finished 69% from the line, which is poor free throw shooting. That's the reason why they lost last night. So, who had the most missed free throws on the Cavs team last night? Definitely Jarrett Allen. Jarrett Allen missed 3 free throws out of those 10. Team missed free throws. And they missed a lot of free throws in the fourth quarter and the majority of the second half. Majority of those missed free throws have been in the second half. That's the reason why they lost. They cannot knock down free throws, especially on the road. It is tough to see the crowd can get into. it's a really bad situation for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It really is. It's not a problem. The Cavaliers only had 8 turnovers last night. So taking care of the ball security has not been an issue last night. The biggest issue has been offensive inconsistency last night. Well, the Cavaliers were down 15. They had a chance to come back and win this game due to the Knicks' foul issues. But the Cavaliers have missed significant amount of free throws to have a chance to get. They had a chance to get your ass back in the game, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't do a damn thing offensively. James Harden struggled 6 for 15 from the field. He didn't do a damn thing. Sam Merrill, 1 for 8. He didn't do a damn thing. No Cavalier player other than Mitchell has done a damn thing in Game 2. It's really a problem right now. So now, Game 3 heads to Rocket Mortgage Arena in Cleveland, Ohio, in Game 3 tomorrow night between the Knicks at the Cavaliers. What the Cavaliers have to do to win Game 3. They're down 0-2 for the second time in this playoffs. They won the series last time when they were down 0-2 against the Pistons. They won 7 games. Cavs have 4 series wins in franchise history when trailing 2-0. Cavaliers are great at home. They're 6-1 at home in this playoffs. The only loss was Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. They need James Harden to be aggressive. They need Jarrett Allen to step up. Evan Mobley. They need to win a fast-paced battle on both sides of the floor. So and that's going to be the key here to make the move for the Knicks. I expect to be competitive, but I think Knicks will make some clutch shots like Jalen Brunson and all that guys can make it happen. But this is a situation for the Cavaliers you're going to regret. It's really, really, really tough to get through it right now. So that's that. Who do you think I'd like to win Game 3? I like the New York Knicks winning Game 3. Cavaliers are going to get swept on Monday. I can guarantee that. Game 4 is Monday. If the Knicks go 3-0, there's a pretty good chance that the Cavaliers can get swept by the Knicks. All right, coming up next on JDB's Morning Cap, we will talk Thunder and Spurs. The series shifts to San Antonio in Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals tonight. We have Game 4 on Sunday. The series is tied at 1 apiece. Which third-season quarterback will likely win the MVP? Jayden Daniels of the Commanders or Caleb Williams of the Chicago Bears? I'll answer that question later on this show as we're talking about this in this one. So it should be in this one here. All right, so before we before we take a break here, we had some really disappointing news to share. NASCAR champion, former two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, Kyle Busch, has died. Kyle Busch has been 25 years of racing. But he's been known one of the most iconic racers, car racing racers in NASCAR's history. He is a future Hall of Famer. Kyle Busch Kyle Busch has several accolades, including 2009 and 2017 Daytona Dual Snowball Derby, 2011 Slinger Nationals, and NASCAR, an all-time wins leader, NASCAR's O'Reilly Auto Parts with 102. NASCAR Craftsman Truck all-time wins is 69. He is one of the winningest car racers in NASCAR's history. And several other awards. He was a 2004 NASCAR Busch Series Rookie of the Year, 2005 NASCAR Nextel Cup Series Rookie of the Year. He won the 2016 ESPY Awards Best Driver, and also 2019 ESPY Awards Best Driver. And also he's named one of the NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers in NASCAR's history. So his final win was Enjoy Illinois 300 Gateway, that was in 2023. He finished 63 wins, 395 top 10s, and 35 poles. The best finish was first place in 2009. So Kyle Busch, we're going to send our condolences, the entire Busch family. He was battling for Kyle Busch, by the way. He was unresponsive after last Sunday. He was hospitalized in a severe illness, and he withdrew his competition this week, and then hours later, he passed away. His last racing competition was last Sunday. So, but it's the best way. We send our condolences to the entire Busch family. For those of you who lost his life here. Kyle Busch was 41 years old, and he will be missed. All right, welcome back to JDB's Morning Cap. Game 3 in the Western Conference Finals starts tonight in San Antonio, Texas. It'll be the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the San Antonio Spurs. The series is tied at 1 apiece. So let's talk about the injuries right now. Dylan Harper expect to be doubtful tonight in Game 3. De'Aaron Fox could be questionable tonight in Game 3 after he missed the first two games with an ankle injury. Thunder, Jalen Williams will most likely be active tonight. Depends on what's going to happen here. So the injuries have been an issue so far in this first few games of the series. So the depth is still going the Spurs' way. So I think the depth is not going to be an issue for the San Antonio Spurs. The depth will be tested for the first time this season. For the Thunder, the depth has already been tested. They've been tested for the all season long. But they're still finding ways to win. They compete despite the injuries. So that level is always there for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So for the San Antonio Spurs, how the Spurs can defend their home court in Game 3. It's about home court advantage. This is Game 3 of the West Finals. Well, Spurs need to stay away from turning the basketball over. That's going to be critical in Game 3. Can they take care of the basketball in Game 3? I think they can be better. So that's what I'm saying, that the San Antonio Spurs just need a huge favor right now to get to this point. But now you're saying that there's a lot of opportunities you can have. The San Antonio Spurs are going to find a way to get that win in Game 3. That's what they need. They need some clarity that they can really have. So you think about the San Antonio Spurs, you really want to think about it. The San Antonio Spurs are going to find a way to. Stephon Castle has to step up in Game 3. He needs to take care of the basketball. That's going to be critical. Stephon Castle needs to step up if they want to win Game 3 and possibly win Game 4. So if Spurs win the next 2 games, you take a 3-1 commanding series. I said Spurs are going to win in 6 games. It's going to be a 6 or 7 game series because of that. And if that's the case, then there isn't a problem at all because of that. But now the way it turns out, you already made your difference. So it's really helping. It's really gonna help. So you gotta commit, you gotta find a way to get a win, and you gotta find a way to step yourself up if that's gonna be the case. So I really applaud all that. Because of that, you did everything right with it for the San Antonio Spurs. So it's already that in this one year. So now, meanwhile for the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Thunder just need to perform in ILO. You got SGA. I'm not sure if Jalen Williams is going to be here tonight, or as far as playing, but he might be out tonight. Then you got Alex Caruso. Isaiah Hartstein had a nice game too, so that's a good sign to even up that series. So then Chet Holmgren just need to perform much better if that's going to be the case. So everybody needs to perform in Game 3. All right, so who would like to win Game 3? Thunder or the Spurs? I like Spurs winning Game 3 tonight at home, and I like Spurs winning Game 4 at home as well on Sunday. So I think that's going to be the case right now in this one here. Coming up next, we'll talk Caleb Williams and Jayden Daniels. Which third-year quarterback will most likely win the most valuable player? Either it's Daniels or Williams. I will answer that question right after this. All right, so both Caleb Williams and Jayden Daniels complete 2 seasons, but Jayden Daniels last season So Jayden Daniels in 2025 season, he finished 1,262 passing yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 picks. Before he dislocated his elbow in December 2025. Caleb Williams had a nice sophomore season last year and got this team to the playoffs. All right, so here's my question. Who has a better shot which third-year quarterback will have a better shot to win an MVP? Jayden Daniels or Caleb Williams? Well, to me, it's gotta be Jayden Daniels, because if he's healthy, he's got a chance to put this team on his back. How the Commanders can make the playoffs, they gotta perform at a high level. They gotta beat quality teams. So if they can do that, they got a pretty good chance to get to a high mark. If that's the case, then there's nothing else you can worry about it. But I don't have an issue with that. I think Jayden Daniels has a better shot to win the MVP. This is only his third season. For Caleb Williams, we'll get to that a little bit later, but Jayden Daniels expect to resurge his third year, and now the level of consistency is going to be critical for the Washington Commanders. Can they get through all this? I think he could, but if that's the case, this is what the situation is. We talk about Jayden Daniels. He won the Offensive Rookie of the Year 2024-25 season. He had a regressful sophomore season when he got injured handful of times last year. The Commanders team just looked completely disjointed. The Commanders finished 5-12 last year. Just a disappointing season last year. The Commanders give up 451 points. That's a lot. So they gotta be better in that situation. Because of that, I just don't see it possible. It would have made a huge difference. And that's that. As for Caleb Williams of the Chicago Bears, up and down rookie season. There's too many sacks in 2024-25 season. Last year was much better. 3,942 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, only 7 picks. By the way, Caleb Williams has 47 career passing touchdowns and only 13 interceptions through the first 2 seasons. Caleb Williams is a good quarterback. Most of the people said Caleb Williams will win the MVP this year. And I said Jayden Daniels, but majority says Caleb Williams is going to win the MVP in the 3rd season. So I love Caleb Williams, but third season is going to be challenging for Caleb. Can he come through in a certain spot? The Bears, what I will mention about that this week, they had the hardest schedule in the NFL, including the final stretches of the season. They have to face, including against their own division. This is. Do you think this is going to work out for the best? Probably not. But I love Caleb Williams because of that. And this is a really good situation you really wanted to see, if that's going to be the case right now. So, right now, I chose Jayden Daniels to win the MVP in the third season in the NFL. All right, let's close it out here. This is a short episode today, so I'll try to minimize these minutes of this show here. I will not do a talk show on Monday because it's a Memorial Day weekend. It's a 3-day Memorial Day weekend. However, what's coming up on Tuesday on JDB's Morning Cap, we'll break it all down between the Spurs and the Thunder. We'll break it all down between the Knicks and the Cavs, what happened in games 3 and 4. Spurs, what happened in games 3 and 4 as well. And then we have a handful more to get to. So hopefully that would be the case as June approaches. NBA Finals is less than 2 weeks away. NBA Finals will start on June 3rd, not June 4th, because it's FIBA World Cup month next month. So they push ahead of schedule for the NBA Finals this year. If it wasn't for that FIBA Cup, they would have started June 4th, but instead it'll be June 3rd. So how's the schedule is going to work? Game 1, June 3rd is Wednesday. Game 2, June 5th, Friday. Game 3, June 8th, Monday. Game 4, June 10th, Wednesday. Game 5, June 13th, Saturday. Game 6, June 16th, Tuesday. Game 7, Friday, June 19th. That's the NBA Finals schedule this year. So that's going to happen on my watch. All right, that's going to do it. This is JDB's Morning Cap. I hope you enjoy your 3-day Memorial Day weekend, and we'll see you on Tuesday.